good evening, friends, ladies and gentlemen, students, professionals, lovers of cinema, lovers of art, lovers of design. I have been given the task of introducing Mr. Ramprasad Akisetti to you. So, without further delay, that's what I'll do. Ramprasad Akisetti is a man of many hats. Officially, formally, founder, managing director of Christopher Charles Benninger Architects. He has been in the creative space for the last 25 years, which is a really long time to be doing something like this so consistently and with full heart. He has led the country's premier architectural firm. Ram has dwelled in various academic fields from medicine to psychology and anthropology. As I look at it, I feel all three are connected. Ram has also authored books. For example, Psychology for Beginners, which was the first, to the latest, Architecture for Modern India, a monograph published by Skira Rizzoli. All of us know about this, and many of us probably have this edition or are lucky to have a signed copy of it. Apart from being a publisher of one of the bestseller architectural books, Letters to a Young Architect, I have a signed copy myself. In addition, Ram has written about architecture extensively and even published photographs in more than 100 journals and magazines in India and abroad too. He's an advisor to the Pune Biennale, which all of us know about. He has also toured around the world, lecturing on art, architecture, lifestyle, and allied topics at several forums. Currently, he divides his time as a painter and a curator at IHA Gallery and as MD of a successful design firm. Ram, from all of us here, I think a big round of applause for this man who has brought so much of delight to us on these 2 days. I request all of you to spread the word that this is an absolutely not to miss film festival. So thank you, friends. Thank you very much, Ram, for this treat, and welcome what's in the coming. Thank you.
Namaskar and a very good evening, friends, ladies and gentlemen, fellow architects, members of the Film Society of National Film Archive of India, colleagues at my workplace, above all students who are sitting over here. Welcome to the second edition of the International Film Festival in India on architecture and urbanism. I'm humbled to see such an august gathering over here assembled, and my sincere appreciation goes to all of you for having taken time to come over here today despite inclement weather conditions. It is your encouragement that we have received last year in the last edition that has propelled us to come with a better version of the film festival this year, where we'll be showing about 10 films. Typically, the valedictory talk is towards the end of any event. I wish to make a change. I want to begin my talk by thanking all the people and validating all those who have helped me in bringing this film festival here today. I see as we continue to live in our busy lives, we are slowly forgetting the idea of validating people. The word thank you itself is something we rarely use, or even shy away from using it often. I say loud and clear, thank you all for being over here for me today. I thank the great filmmakers who have brought these films to us. I thank the director of the National Film Archives of India, Reema Murthy, who have continuously encouraged us to do these film festivals. I see my friend Salam, who's over there in the projection room, who despite being retired from the service, comes to do these screenings, these film screenings, because he loves the art of projection. And it is his dedication that he comes over here so that we can view the best quality films which are projected from these sensitive machines. I thank Professor Christopher Benninger for supporting my thoughts. I thank my family, my parents, my brothers Krishna and Sham, who always stand by me. Some of my colleagues who work very closely with me, like Geeta, Shanta, Rahul, Nikhil, and Rupesh, who are over here in the projection room. They are continuously helping me, and it is without their help this particular film festival wouldn't have taken place. I also thank all my colleagues at work who have been generously donating their time in various forms to bring this film festival to us. I thank my friend Arvind to bring peace to me. Finally, Kunal, my friend who's in Montreal studying Masters in Architecture at over there in Architectural History, who has been instrumental in seeing all these films over a pool of 50, 60 films and selecting them and chasing the filmmakers to bring these films over here. Kunal, I know you're watching us, and without your help, these films wouldn't have reached the shores of India. Thank you very much. Over hundreds of emails, constant follow up, and continual phone calls for the last 6 months, we have been able to buy the rights to screen these films in India. With no sponsorship, we had to share our savings to buy these film rights to screen over here. I'm sure with the efforts that we made, sincerely, this film festival will find a befitting position as an important event in the calendar of India's cultural events. NFAI is truly an institution that we should all be proud of. It is one of the greatest institutions of this city and also of this country. I think it is one of the great institutions where films become knowledge. It is the library of the films and one of the few in the world that have gained the label of being a temple of film knowledge. This city is blessed with such great institutions that are pushing the boundaries of intellectual quest as well. These films that are chosen to be shown over here are completely out of the box, completely out of the ordinary, hoping to enrich our lives as we walk out of the auditorium. To me, it is very important as an observer to the field of architecture to bring these films that are not only educational in purpose, but also as instruments that spark a discussion or a new way of thinking in the way we live, in the way our societies are morphing, and in the way we look at our cities in future. These discussions don't happen at East Square or Pavilion Mall. I urge all of you to have discussions here at NFI, and that's the reason that I screen these films over here. In life, I have been very fortunate, very lucky to have met important thinkers, great architects, and the people who have made a difference in the way we look at the world. My journey has many stories, and the story of architecture is something that I live with, being at its periphery. As the curator of this film festival, I have carefully chosen a variety of films. Some of them celebrate iconic buildings. Some films bring the concerns we all share about the way our cities are growing. If we have to draw a parallel between cinema and architecture, both fields are creative, communicative, and collaborative all at the same time. Both cinema and architecture face similar challenges. Both seek the acceptance of the audience. Both are a reflection of the time that we live and the mirror of the society that we belong to. Both a film and a building aim to become timeless. Both are permanent yet transcendental at the same time. There are some films we laugh with, some we cry along, and some we grow with. Films are the dreams we all dream about. Friends, thousands of films are made world over in every genre, in every language, about adventure, about war and deceit, about love and lust, about innocence and ignorance, and about lust and loath. Many films are made about the way we live and the way we build. If today all of you are sitting over here, it's because you want to take back a slice of that inspiration after watching these films, and you want to take back a slice of creativity. All these films are not the normal films that one sees in multiplexes, but the narratives conveyed through these films are in a way a search of the filmmaker about the search of the architect who was trying to seek through architecture his transcendental movements. As a filmmaker, one requires not just great talent, but also an inner spiritual devotion. To be able to translate this inner spiritual quest through film is an art in itself. Friends, Many of you here are architects. Some of you are practicing, some of you are teaching, and some of you are yet to become an architect. We see films for entertainment, but then there are some films that we carry with us in our life. Those are the films that some way they touch us, they teach us, they guide us to be inspired about life. If we can get inspired to find the purpose for our life, then that film remains with us as our soul mate. Each of us can make a difference, and collectively we can bring a change. Your life has a purpose. Your story is important. Your dreams count, and your voice matters. So make an impact. Architecture has a social purpose. As you see, a lot more urbanization is happening around us. People are coming to cities, friends, because they want to live their dreams. Cities help us to live our aspirations. Yes, it's becoming all the more important for you as an architect to take that first step to make a difference in creating better habitats. I shall talk about 4 films which I consider are important, which are being shown over here in this film festival, and I feel they are a must. The competition which we have just seen is a film made in 2013, shows the tense atmosphere that all of us at some point must have experienced while participating in a competition for a project. 5 architects, Zaha Hadid, Norman Foster, Frank Gehry, Jean Nouvel, and Dominique Perrault struggle to come out with a winning design over sleepless nights in designing the National Museum of Art for a small country called Andorra. The next film, Glenn Murcutt, The Spirit of the Place, talks about the most famous Australian architect, who in my opinion is a humanist, an ecologist, and more so an enigmatic designer who prefers to work with a paper and pencil and no staff at all. The film takes us through a journey of a mosque designed by him in Melbourne, Australia, which breaks away from the traditional mosque design, yet creating a beautiful piece of architecture that the Islamic community spiritually connects with. City Dreamers is a film about the journey of 4 women architects in the times when women architects were seen rarely in the profession. Filmmaker Joseph uncovers how each of these strong, independent thinkers has changed the way our cities are, how we live, and how we work. Finally, I wish to talk about Louis Kahn's Tiger City, a film made by Sundaram Tagore, who happens to be a great grandson of Rabindranath Tagore, who gifted us our national anthem. Tiger City, which we shall see in a few minutes from now, is a feature-length film exploring the works of a great American architect, Louis Kahn, and the creation what is considered his magnum opus, the National Assembly at Dhaka, Bangladesh, amidst the nation's liberation war in 1971. Sundaram spent 7 years traveling to 14 different countries, tracing and rediscovering the footsteps in which Louis Kahn has created, traveled around, and built this strikingly modern monumental capital in a war-torn country that brilliantly weaves Eastern sensitivities with modern iconic forms, yet to reach highest ideals of architecture. The last point I wish to make is, one has to go beyond time to make anything timeless. And a good film or a good piece of architecture has to appeal beyond geographical boundaries and cultural contexts. Ladies and gentlemen, in this second International Film Festival on Architecture and Urbanism today here in Pune, India, we are proud to bring you those moments that reflect that timelessness. Let's watch these films. Thank you very much.